Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So the 10-year 3822 was a steady climb all day long, and you can see from the chart, as I've talked about, I only given a 5-day snapshot on this chart instead of the month that I did yesterday, but it's been a healthy week for the 10-year Treasury. Jobless claims came out today, came in at 229,000 filed compared to last week's of 225, but it was still well below the expectation of 245,000. So I don't know if that spooked 10-year in the wrong direction, but again, the debt ceiling is still a consideration when we're looking at 10-year. I did hear some mumbling along the way today about that looks like they've agreed on a couple of things. I again didn't break it all the way down to what they've agreed on. I may not even be able to know that, but anyways, it seems like there's been at least some progress and the conversation continues, right? So do the right thing, right? So a couple of great conversations. One was last night. Picked up a call later than I normally pick them up, but I did. The phone rang and I was sitting there. My wife was out celebrating one of her girlfriend's birthdays. It wasn't late, but 7:30, and I was there, and it was there, and said, "Hey, this is Jeff." And the client, well, it's not a client, but the person said, "Hey, Jeff, I've heard about New American Funding, and I'm not familiar with you." She's actually from a little different part of Georgia, but I'm currently under contract, and just got my closing disclosures from the bank that I went with, and it seems like it's a little bit high. So I took a couple of bits of quick information. I said, "Hey, you know what? Let me see what rates come out like tomorrow, and I'll give you a call back." But from the information you've given me, it doesn't sound like the rate's too far off, but you send me their CD so I can see the fees and all that stuff. So ultimately I called her back today and I said, "Hey, look, you know what? The rate's about spot on, right? For where the market is today." Now, she locked it a ways back, so it was probably should have been a little bit better, but for today, it was right there, right? The rate was about right. The discount point to get to that rate was about right. However, their fees were a little bit high. So at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? If we would have done it for about $1,200 less than they're doing it, right? And then the other piece of the puzzle was the credit wasn't great, and it was a real missed opportunity that had they been able to improve the credit, which we do a lot of that type of stuff, what we call credit enhancement, and gotten the credit score up about 18 points, which isn't a big run, right? It was actually 16 points. I take that back. And they would have had a rate today that was 0.625 lower, right? So over a half a point lower and $100 a month, right? So I said, but, as you stand here today, if you're comfortable with what that is, it's like $1,200 extra in fees, but it is what it is. You got a house. Congratulations. She said, "Well, what about refinancing?" I said, "Well, look, love to help you with that down the road. Now your goal is to improve your credit score, right? Since the one that you have right now isn't really going to serve you serve you well in the future. But if you look at the crystal ball about what rates are going to do in the future, and we kind of earmark somewhere between 6 to 12 months, and if we can put you in a program, and we work through this company. Our company partners with a company called UQual that looks, I think I mentioned it a week or two ago. It's a comprehensive approach to not only improving credit, but looking at budgeting and getting people really prepared, right? So I use that for hey, by the way, take a look at it after you close. Don't do anything. Close on your house. If you're good with the monthly payment and with the cash out of pocket, if that all fits into your deal, then do yourself a favor. Own the house first. Then you can get into this program after, and in 6 to 12 months, once rates settle, whenever that comes about, let's refinance you to that interest rate, maybe out of an FHA mortgage into a conventional mortgage, depending on where the secondary market stand and all that stuff. So anyways, at the end of the day, it was time last night I spent on the phone with her. It was time today I spent on the phone with her for nothing, right? Not for nothing, but for doing the right thing, right? Because caring about people, caring about their situations, and helping them pull things together that improve their life, their family's lives, etc., is just the right thing to do. So that's it. If you have any questions, 404-915-6834 or glickmortgage.com. Have a fantastic evening. Take care.